So I'd like to introduce you to a few of the ideas behind these experiments. And the first one is the world in which we live. We have to get results a lot. You know, even minor things. You make a phone call, you're going for a result. You make a dinner, you're going for a result. And what this tends to do is this leaves very, very little space for experimentation. Experimentation, however, is how we actually learn the fastest and also how we have the most fun. And so that's the reason behind these experiments. They're an opportunity to go, okay, taking a few moments outside of my normal day, and I want to see if something different can happen. If I can have a different experience to my usual. So if we do that, we allow space for the creative mind. And that's the place where our best ideas come from, where that inspired action comes from as well. The motivation comes from this place. It's not really so often in our thinking, but that real liveness, that real richness comes from this place beyond our everyday habits. So beyond that seeking for results. So with these experiments, what I'd like to offer is that this is one place where you can actually let something arrive. And what I mean by that is that you can start to notice what happens inside your body, perhaps. You can start to notice the movements of your mind. You have free rein to stop at any point. You can just go, no, I don't want to do this, which often we can't do in life. We have to go through and complete something. You can do that if you want to. You can also hang out at an edge of a little bit of uncertainty, discomfort, which again is much more difficult to do in life. We're desperately trying to make something happen. So we don't stay so often in those little bit unknown places. So letting something arrive can bring reactions up, and we can work through them just by being with them or noticing them. And it can also bring up openings. And that's really one of the most fascinating things about doing an experiment, is when that vista of something new opens up. And we have to be ready for that as well. So this thing of arriving is very, very simple. It literally means that you cannot make a mistake. If you stop the video, the experiment earlier, fine, no problem. If you have a really great time, wonderful. If you hate it, if it brings up irritation or frustration, it just becomes interesting to notice that. And because it's an experiment, you can start to notice the underlying patterns, not of the reaction, which might be anxiety or frustration or, you know, dopamine chasing, going after the next high of the next opening. It's not that, it's the habits of how you actually engage with uncertainty, the habits of how you engage with openings, the habits of how you engage with the difficulties around what you're effectively trying to do with this experiment, which is allow yourself, excuse me, to have a creative experience. So you can't get anything wrong. My hope for you is that it gives you an experience that allows you to recognize how much more there is to you, how much more possibility there is available for you than there can sometimes feel like there is when we're caught up in our reactions and our overwhelm or whatever else is going on. And basically, I just hope you have a good time having a little explore and an experiment.